Alright, starting with the entrance. A couple of mallees. These are eucalyptus. I think they're all the same species. Maybe not, I'm not too sure. Anyway, first actually interesting tree here is this white-barked eucalyptus, which doesn't seem to be doing too good, but it is hanging on. Come over here. This one died recently, last year actually, so it's a real shame. It was quite a nice eucalyptus. This is another eucalyptus. I think that's a York gum. Bit hard to tell, I'm not very good with these sort of types of eucalyptus. That's an acacia there. A couple more ukes, that's another nice white barked one. That's some kind of mallee sprouting from a lignotuber. I think it's also York gum. This little bevy, I'm not too sure what this one is, but it's pretty cool. It's hanging on, even though it's very small. Another mallee here. This one's probably the biggest that I've got. Big York gum, I think. Very beautiful. There's actually a beehive in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bunch of bees coming out of that hole. There's another really impressive big eucalyptus. This one's probably rivaling that one for size. Let's have a look at this white barked one here. This one's growing right next to my leech drains, so hopefully it doesn't interfere with the septic system, but it's very cool. Beautiful white bark. Don't know the species, unfortunately. There's a couple of acuminatas and then a eucalyptus growing in the middle. Very beautiful and healthy one. There's the house there. There's an acuminata, another eucalyptus, and then an acuminata next to that, which I've chopped it to help the eucalyptus grow. Got another acacia there. Here's a really nice uke, really big, and it's a white barked one. It's not one of the rough barked ones. Very cool. Very beautiful tree, this one. Let's have a look up the other side. Another white barked eucalyptus. Again, very pretty tree. Picturesque. There's an acacia. And another eucalyptus. Unfortunately, this eucalyptus died recently, about 2-3 years ago. It was, I think, a lemon myrtle or something. But luckily, we do have another eucalyptus coming up here. This one's looking real healthy. Some acuminatas. Alright, let's have a look at the middle section of the block now. Oh, look over here too. There's a couple of new acacia acuminatas coming up here. There's a whole little group of them. There's another little acuminata coming up. This one would have sprouted this year. Still very small. This one's been here for about 2-3 years now. It's coming up nice. Here's a eucalyptus I planted 2-3 years ago, but I wasn't really keeping up with the watering schedule, so it got a bit dead. but then it sprung back to life, so basically starting from scratch again. There's another acacia. There are all acacias there. Same over here, all acacias, all acacias. The entire back of the block is all acacia. There's no eucalyptus except for the ones that I've recently planted. Let's go have a look at some of those. Here's one planted about 2 to 3 years ago. It's doing very good. I do water it regularly, so that probably helps. There's another eucalyptus. Again, planted the same time, 2-3 years ago. Doing good. There's another eucalyptus. Again, planted same time, doing quite well. Over here is an acacia that I grew from seed. That's doing good, as you can see. Not that I need any more acacias, but I thought it'd be a fun experiment. This one's doing really good. Look at that. That's a tall one. Another one here. Doing well. Good to see. Right. This is the middle section of the block here. Basically only the front of the block has eucalyptus, the middle section and the back section only have acacia acuminata. However, I'm trying to change that, and I've planted a couple of eucalyptus here. There's one here. This is one of those white bark varieties. Very beautiful. Here's a mallee. And this is another one of those white barked varieties. Planted them yesterday, hopefully. I planted them in February, which is the hottest month, so I do need to keep up the watering. But hopefully they come up nice. Acuminata. Acuminata. Here's a baby acuminata, which actually ran over by accident, but thankfully it seems to be fine. It's come back nicely. So, yep, that's the front of the block. Now we're going to go to the back of the block. Acuminata over there, very sick one. Here's a eucalyptus I grew from seed. I planted this about I don't know, 6 months ago, 4 months ago I think. It's doing good. There's a acuminata, it's fallen over, and there's 2 that haven't. And there's a pine tree, really cool pine tree I got off Gumtree. As you can see, it's root bound in a pot, but the pot's split open and I've just buried it how it is in the pot. Hopefully the roots just make their way out of the split. It's actually doing quite nicely because I'm watering it frequently, and it's even got sap on the tips, the growing tips, and it smells really lovely. Alright, let's go further back. That's the front of the block there. Here's the back of the block. Acuminatas, they're really nice acuminatas, those really big examples. There's a bit of a sick looking acuminata. Here's another eucalyptus that I grew from seed. Again, I planted this about 4 months ago and it's bloody exploded in growth. It's really big. And it's really healthy. It doesn't have any signs of dehydration or anything. It's really doing well. I do water it regularly, but even then out here it's kind of hard for these plants. This is a very sick acuminata. I think it's going to die this year or next year. It's only got that one branch left. Actually 2 branches that are still alive. It's not doing good though. This is a Tagasasti I planted, but it's died, fortunately. That's a dead eucalyptus, and behind it is an alive eucalyptus, which is not mine, it's my neighbour's. There's a acuminata, very nice example. Another acuminata. These are probably two of my favourite acuminatas here because they're so big. Look at the shade that they provide. How thick this is. Amazing, isn't it? For an acuminata to get this big. It's really awesome. Another acuminata. Another one. There's a couple of eucalyptus that I planted 4 months ago, and a couple that I planted a few weeks ago as well up over here, which I'll show you. That was a little bird. Cute. Don't see those birds very often. There's an acuminata. Here's a whole bunch of eucalyptus. That's on my neighbour's property. They're doing really good. That's because they're all native mallees. Here's another acuminata growing from root sucker. Doing nicely. Here's an acuminata I planted from seed. I planted this about 9 months ago, I think. Same as the other acuminatas that I planted from seed about 9 months ago now. She's doing really nicely. Once it has a good winter, it should be completely independent. There's a acuminata, which has been... This one's growing like a bush because it was chopped a bunch of times by a lawnmower, so it's lost its trunk. It's turned into a bush now. Here's a acuminata from seed. It's probably the healthiest one I got actually that I grew myself. It's very healthy. That's a dead acuminata, and that's another dead acuminata. There's actually a little root sucker coming off. I don't know where this root sucker is coming from. I don't think it's that dead acuminata there. I think it's come from somewhere else. Yeah, it's doing really good. I don't give these any water because they're native. They just grow naturally. Another big acuminata there. Here's a eucalyptus I planted. Planted that from seed about a few weeks ago. Planted this one from seed too, a couple of weeks back. This one here I actually planted about 4 months ago, but it's not doing very good, as you can see. It's really struggling. I'm trying to bring it back to life, but it's not easy. Got to water it every week in summer basically. Anyway, let's have a look at some more acuminatas that I planted. This one's doing really good. This is 9 months. Planted that 9 months ago. This one also, same time, doing good. Here's some pig space I planted. I don't maintain these because they're native, so I just let them grow, and they're actually doing pretty good. The acuminata. Step through the junkyard here. It's another little acuminata growing. I keep forgetting to water this one because it's a bit out the way, so it's struggling. It's a Pontia Fiscus indica, cactus from America. Pretty cool. I think there's one more tree, one more little mallee that I planted that I didn't show you, so I'm going to go do that. It's just over here. mallee there. Planted yesterday is a agave. I think it's called an agave americana, but it's very, very sick right now. I think it's just dehydrated. Crassula ovata. I didn't bother watering it because of prioritizing the natives, so it just died. That one's dead too. That's a queen of the night. That's another agave. I can't remember the name of this one. This is a type of native perennial grass. That's an agave there. Got another perennial grass. It's a very cool plant, this one. Stays green all year, unlike traditional grass, so very cool. There's agave. We've got a yucca up here, next to this mallee eucalyptus. And next to another agave, some kind of agave. There's the yucca. Planted that 6 months ago, doing pretty good. Water it regularly, of course. And there's the agave, which I don't water. And well, it's struggling a bit, but it's still alive. So, yeah, there you go. That's all my plants. Hopefully in a few more years this place will look like a forest instead of a savanna. Alright, I'll see you all later. Here's one I forgot to show you. A little Cuminata root sucker there. Cuminata root sucker there. And this Tagasasti, my only one that survived. I had about 20 of these seedlings and they all died, unfortunately, and it's the only one I got left. But it's doing really good. Water it regularly.